My topic is elderly and disaster, and this topic is very special to me because I was raised by my grandparents, so I know how it is. So the first thing first is elderly people are disproportionately impacted by disaster and emergencies, and it's because of a few reasons that we're going to go over within this presentation. And the proportion of older people is growing than younger people, and it's growing by the millions. So the first one is physical impairment. So with aging comes deteriorating physical ability. This can include the challenge to balance themselves, their strength decreases, they have trouble moving, things like that. And that can be very challenging in the time of emergency. The next is failing senses. So your five senses, taste, touch, seeing, hearing, and smelling, they all tend to diminish with age. So all of that can be a challenge in the time of emergency. So say, for example, poor hearing, you can't hear vital information when it comes to emergency, especially when there's a lot of background noise. Chronic illness is another big thing when it comes to the elderly population because they're more prone to cancer, heart disease, arthritis, etc., etc. And in times of disaster, it is difficult to upkeep the medical maintenance that comes with these chronic conditions. With psychological impairments, a lot of the times elderly people are more skeptical of leaving their homes because they're more psychologically sound in their own homes. They know where, they feel more safe in their home, less stressed out in their own home. So that can put them in danger as well. Social factors. This mostly alludes to the fact that elderly people need a lot of social support. And in the case of disasters, their need for social support grows exponentially. So they're more vulnerable because they depend on other people more, especially in time of emergency. The economic limitations. Elderly people often live on a very fixed income. A lot of them don't work. A lot of them live off of like Social Security and things like that. So having to like rebuild their homes, replace things, that can be costly for them. Some possible solutions is to place disadvantaged elderly people in the special needs category so people better understand. Because, a lot of people don't know that elderly people are sometimes disadvantaged in disaster. Another thing we can do is designate funds and relief programs solely for this group of people so that they'll always be covered no matter what. And lastly is to develop targeted strategies to meet the needs of the elderly people. Thank you so much for sitting in my presentation. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, my name is Shamari, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the discussion or email, and thank you so much.